Hi there, everyone. Good to be back. I hope no one was really heavily impacted by the earthquakes. And I was sitting down to do a reading about that. I don't normally do weather-related events, but I wanted to do a Trump this summer weather-related. But Epstein was calling. The foul and putrid Jeffrey Epstein, friend to the famous and the great. These guys truly and really and truly, they're horrific. Anyway, we're going to have a look in this reading at Epstein. Thank you also for the comments on the Mercers. And who knew that Robert Mercer actually had a thing for cats? He's not good with humans, but he kept getting that cat card. How weird was that? So much going on. Also, the readings have been great. Thanks for coming for your personal readings. And now the repeats. We're getting bonded through the repeat readings. So don't forget, I think what happens is those of you who watch the videos on the phone don't see the comments, and you probably don't see the Gmail address. So just for the record, it's Lena.Rodriguez.tarot@gmail.com. So if you want a personal reading, general reading, life, love, real estate, the world, or a past life reading, email me and I'll get back in touch with you. Okay, so let's move on. I'm going back to the conventional Rider-Waite for Epstein. Now, we all sort of know the story. Excuse me. Underage girls. It's funny, when the wealthy do it, it's just parties. And when other people do it, it's people trafficking. No, I'm sorry, this is sex trafficking too, and should be treated as such. It doesn't matter how famous your clients are, it's still sex trafficking. So he got away with a tame judge before. So let's have a look. They must be serious. What's happening to him now? So the first look is going to be at Epstein, and the second is, will it have any blowback for Trump? We'll see. Okay. So this new round of legal cases for Jeffrey Epstein. What is happening this time round? He has got away with so much. All right. Now, let me give you my first impressions. To a certain extent, he won't get the full brunt of the law. I'm not seeing major legal cards here, but there are other cards telling a story. So, in the middle, he has temperance. Dear old-fashioned temperance, a major arcana card for those of you learning tarot, about balance and harmony and really nice things. It's rather extraordinary in this context of a five-carder, because sitting on top of temperance is the devil. So this is saying that he failed in his temperance lesson in life and went with the devil. Bear in mind, viewers too, I seriously do not believe in a literal figure of the devil. Devil in tarot is often vices and addictions, so it's perfect for this. You know, that is what is meant by the devil here. Okay, so he failed in the moderation. In his past rip-off, so I think this is speaking not only to his business past, which would be worth having a look at, but how he ripped off these girls. I mean, this scenario, in a way, sorry, digression already, it's not quite like young girls being thrown in the back of a truck with a false floor, being driven over borders, and their passports taken from them and so forth. This was a much more upmarket arrangement, which is why it's more of a rip-off to what they thought they were getting into, which was being paid, hundreds of dollars just to give an old guy a massage. So pulling the wool over their eyes to that extent, but it's dressing up. Nonetheless, it's dressing up sexual trafficking. Okay, and he was able to dress it up because he's a very wealthy guy. Now, underneath this, previously, he's been able to walk away. So, if we look at his through line, he turned his back on moderation. He was in league with the devil in a highly sexualized way. Got away with it. But here comes the high priestess, the hidden agendas. Okay, this is slightly further out. So we need to do a few more cards, I think, on this, because is it his hidden agendas staying hidden, or his hidden agendas being exposed? So there's more than meets the eye. Oh, and I just heard, did he film his clients? Does anyone know out there, did he film it as well? Has he got blackmail potential? Oh, I'll ask that as a separate question, but let's find out the hidden agendas. A few more cards on that. King of Cups, yes, he's now in battle. The mercenary. This card, the King of Cups, here, this is him being nice to these girls. He, as far as I'm aware, didn't, flog them, beat them, and torture them. I could be wrong about that, but that's not as I understood it. He came across to them as an almost fatherly guy. He was Mr. Nice Guy. He is now, as we speak, in the middle of these battles. These battles are far from over. This card speaks to the war not being over. And this is the card of the mercenary. So I'm going to ask separately, did he film his clients? Is that what the hidden agendas is about? Let's have a look. And then we'll ask if Trump will be dragged into this, or will he be able to shrug it off? So the first question is blackmail. Has Epstein got blackmail material on, famous men? Has he got blackmail material? Has he got blackmail material? Is that why he got away with it? Blackmail material. Yes or no? Has he got blackmail material? Pacts and agreements. Cold, holding on. I'd say yes, he has. I'd say yes, he has. This is pacts and agreements, right, that he had with people. This is him saying, and lest we forget, the guys who went to his parties, again, by having this at parties as opposed to an out-and-out brothel, it sort of changes the language and it changes how people think of it, and it takes you away from what was really going on. But friendly with a lot of people. Then, the Queen of Cups, I think this is a woman lawyer representing some or all of the young girls. This is an older female energy with the lid on her own emotions, but to do with this case. It's not the Queen of Swords in the sense of the actual judge who'll hear it, but someone who is helping these girls navigate what is a very difficult path when you're dealing with hyper-rich, powerful men. So it's a woman in that role. Epstein himself has a deep fear, and it's not misplaced, of being left out in the cold. And he's holding things very close to his chest. His little black book, so to speak, and possibly film. This is holding on, very much holding on. So I would suggest he perhaps didn't routinely film every encounter or anything like that, but he has enough dirt on enough powerful people. He's going to pull in the favours yet again. Yet again. But will it work? So this is, will Trump be dragged into this in any meaningful way? Will this impact Trump in any meaningful way? Brand new day for Trump. Oh, the Tower. Chariot. Oh, this is a busy reading. Sword of Truth. Look, I'd like to say there's enough going on here to say yes, but there's something echoing in my head here that... Look, let me tell you what I see and then tell you what my reservations are. Okay. This in the middle, messenger to the king, can be a new leader. I'm not seeing that as this tipping Trump off the perch. I think this is more like the role of emissary to the king. So in other words, Epstein, someone in Epstein's legal team has been talking to people in Trump's legal team. What's behind this? Evaluating the situation. Again, I think this is lawyer land. Has he got enough dirt to drag Trump under? Hasn't he got enough dirt? Evaluating the power and the actual proof, if you like. Proof in some way. Have they got enough or not? This is catastrophic for Epstein. It's also the crown falling off the tower. But I don't feel Trump energy from this. It's like it's still in Epstein's energy. This is a personal tower moment for him. On top of that, things are going to keep moving this time. It's going to be much harder for him to escape the sword of justice. So that's why I was doing this a bit. The cards indicate someone's really going to go down and face the sword of justice. But I don't think it's Trump. And it wouldn't matter what you said or did. The evangelicals are going to say, like they did with Stormy and all the rest, oh, that was then? That's before he was chosen by God to be your president. He's different now. Right? So, what can you do with this mentality? You know. So I think it's much more serious for Epstein than before. It's more serious even than I picked up in his general reading. So just one little thing on that before I go. Will it take Alexander Acosta down? He was involved in the legal case originally and is now Labor Secretary. Is he still Labor Secretary? Will it take Acosta down? Will it take Acosta down? The Queen of Swords has come in here. This is, I think, in this sense, the Page of Wands Pages are news. Page of Wands is an orator. Smooth talking going on. The Queen of Swords is not necessarily impressed with the smooth talker, but this is also the Temperance card for Acosta. So I think he is going to be admonished legally for doing such a poor thing, but it's not a career killer when it should be. Not a career killer. He might lose that position, but his name is sort of second, third hand enough that he's going to still have work in the future, more than he deserves, I would suggest, viewers. So, just before I go, too much news, not enough gossip. Now, quite a few of you suggested that it's possible Kellyanne, or there's rumours that Kellyanne Conway had an affair with Bob Mercer. So let's have a look. Love a little bit of goss just to lighten up. Is there any truth in the rumour? Kellyanne Conway and Mercer. The Ripper, the Orator. Oh, look, sometimes I wonder, why do we even bother shuffling? It's amazing how these cards keep turning up in different contexts. This is not screaming yes or no at me, I have to say. I take this, they're both rip-off merchants in the sense that Mercer seriously intervenes in the politics of other countries and rips people off. We know this. Kellyanne is far from dumb and yet elects to play this very odd role in the Trump administration. But an affair, I'm not seeing it. So they were very close. The Mercers apparently sponsored Kellyanne in there to keep an eye on him. She was the emissary between the Mercers and Trump. Queen of Cups, I think, what I'm hearing, he put the hard word on her, meaning, let's do it, Kellyanne. And she said no. She actually put being a mum first. She didn't fancy him, basically. She also was confident enough in herself to say, no, I'm doing this role for you. I'm going to be the spokesperson. I'm going to go between the camps. But that's a bridge too far. I'm going to stick my neck out and say they didn't do it. I think he made a move, and I think she turned him down. Oh, we'll never know for sure, but that's what I heard. Okay. So now I've got to go and do Trump and hurricanes. Really, he should have a hurricane named after him. Okay. Bye for now.